Hello darkness, my old friend! Just kidding. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to yet another day of Veda. In today's video, we're going to be talking about yet another shelf of trophies. This one is all about that literary fiction. So these are all books that I have already read, that I have full-heartedly loved. I consider these all to be favorite books of mine, and this is my little shelf of literary fiction. I don't read a lot of literary fiction because it takes a lot of brain power. No, I don't read a lot of literary fiction, but when I do, I tend to usually enjoy them, and these are my top tier favorites of all time. So let's talk about it. There's The Push by Ashley Audrain. Oh my goodness. This says it's a thriller, but it's more of like a literary fiction about motherhood. Yeah, it's just, it says it's a psychological drama about the making and breaking of a family. It's just about motherhood. That's literally the only word that I can think of. If you like things like Night Bitch, or even The Nestling by Nat Cassidy, I think you'd like this. This is very literary though. Then there's Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This is my favorite Frederick Bachman, although I think I've only read 3, and one of them was a short story. But this is very confuzzling, and I'm not going to be able to really tell you much without spoiling, so just go with me. This is about a bank robbery that doesn't happen and a hostage situation in which you know nothing. And it broke me. I cried so hard with this book. I absolutely love it. In my book of romance favorites, I had Things You Save in a Fire and How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. I already told you about them, so I'm not going to tell you anything else. But they are more literary fiction than they are romance, so I put them in their rightful spots. Then I have All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. This is yikes on yikes. This is horrifying. So Wavy is the daughter of a family of drug dealers. She's basically left to raise herself and her little brother. And Keelan, I think his name Keelan. Yeah, I was right. Whew. He works for her dad as a drug mule. That's important, okay? Basically, her parents leave her, and Keelan ends up starting to basically take care of her. And there's a huge age gap because she's 12 when they first meet and he's 20. But then it starts as a big brother type of relationship, but it definitely turns into something super forbidden, super gross, because she is a child. This has so many different layers though. There's drama, it's thrilling, it's disgusting, it's disturbing, it's a little bit of romance, but I don't even think I was not rooting for the romance, and I felt very icky that I actually really enjoyed this book. But here it is on my favorites, so do with that what you will. Then I have 2 Angie Kim books. I love Angie Kim. So there's Miracle Creek and Happiness Falls. In Creek, it's like a courtroom thriller. It's very much just a slow burn mystery. You follow in this small town in Virginia where they have started this experimental treatment for people with autism, especially children with autism, because this treatment is supposed to help them not have any autistic characteristics anymore. And that in itself is a big thing in this book, and there are a lot of people in this novel who were against the experimental treatment because they said that if God made the children with autism, then that's how they're meant to live. So it was already like a frowned upon situation. But while they are doing one of their experimental sessions, the like medical facility goes up in flames, and it actually kills one of the boys that was in there. Everyone else got out, but this boy named Henry died. And it's the aftermath of like the courtroom sessions from different perspectives of, well, what really happened to Henry? How did the fire start? Was it an accident? And it was so compelling. And I will agree with some of the critics that said that this is very repetitive. It was repetitive at parts because you're getting the same story from like 6 or 7 different people that were there. And you're trying to piece everything together and figure out what actually happened to Henry. It was sob-worthy. I sobbed. Along with Happiness Falls by Angie Kim, this follows this family again. He goes missing. This dad goes missing in this Korean American family. And you initially don't know what happened to the dad. And there is one of the main characters, I think his name is Eugene. I can't remember. But there are like 3 different kids who are actually in their 20s. They're not kids. They're teenage to 25, you know. But they're the kid generation. And I think that Eugene is the son, and he has autism. And he's mute. He has never spoken. And that's a big thing in this book. But Dad went missing, and they, if you want a book that has like closure and you get all the answers that you want tied up in a little bow, don't read this one, because you don't get any answers. It's just this sense of dread and this sense of like, what happened to my dad, and like, you might never find out. It's really just a character study about the family. Then there's Una Out of Order by Margarita Montemor. This follows Una, who lives her life in a very weird order. She can't control it, but she time travels. So you start when she's 18, then the next chapter she's like 52, and then the next day she's 27, and she's, you know, and then the next time she's 36, and, you know, so she lives her life in a weird number order, but she can't control it. Honestly, I love this book because it's a lot about, like, even if you knew, like, say that I found out that my marriage to my husband didn't work out in the future, But I had the chance to go back and re-meet him and relive the life that we had together, even if it ended very poorly. Like, would you still make the same decisions? Would you still let love win, even if it was only temporary? And this book just speaks volumes to well, yeah, I mean, we don't end up together, and I know that, but shouldn't I sit right next to him on the plane like I'm supposed to? Shouldn't we start having a conversation, even though I have this hate in my heart because I know that it ends so badly? But does that neglect? Does that take away the 10 years of happiness and love that I have for this man? It's really good. Okay, then we have Long Bright River by Liz Moore. This is such a good, like, sisterhood book. This follows a detective, and I'm not really a detective girly, but for some reason this works. Two sisters travel the same streets, though their lives couldn't be more different. Then one of them goes missing. So you follow from a detective. Casey disappears. I don't remember the Mickey. Oh, okay, Mickey. Mickey is the detective who actually kind of goes undercover, low-key, to find her sister. She goes rogue. She doesn't tell anyone that that's what she's doing, but that's what she does, because Casey has gone missing, and Casey has a drug problem, and so Mickey is really worried about her. So this is like an incredible story of love and sisters, and I think that this one hit me right in the heartstrings because I have someone very special and dear to my heart that struggles with addiction too. And reading this just really put me in the worst mindset possible, thinking about that person. Oh my god, I did not mean to cry. I'm sorry, you guys. Thinking about that person. There was a time when we were so close. Like I looked to him for everything, and now it's just different because he struggles, and like I'm the type of person that just wants to be everyone's hero, wants to heal everyone, but this isn't my burden to take on, even if I wanted it to be. And I really saw my relationship with this person in this book, and it broke me. Clearly it broke me. I'm still crying about it. Sorry guys, I did not expect to cry right there. But let's finish off this shelf. Why don't we? Let's talk about K.A. Tucker. I have Say You Still Love Me and Until It Fades. These are both, I would consider them more literary fiction, but they have a love story in them. They're not like your ooey gooey romances. They're just very much literary fiction. You're inside both of the characters' heads, and in Until It Fades, it's like she doesn't even know love. She's like, I don't know, love is overrated, which was so good for me to read from a refreshing aspect like that. Yes, I'm married, and yes, I believe in love, but when we first started dating back in high school, oh my god, back in high school, I didn't believe in love, and I told my husband, my dear husband, I'm like, I don't believe in that word. I will never say that word. I will never say love, because love is not real. Ugh. And it was really good to kind of like look at a cynical point of view like that. Yep. Okay. Then I have all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Okay, no, I don't. I don't have her historical stuff. I have read Evelyn Hugo. Whatever, the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Hardcastle. That book. I didn't love it. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It's not one that I need on my favorite shelf. Anyways, I have After I Do, which completely broke me. I have Forever Interrupted, which completely broke me. And One True Loves, which broke me a little bit less. This is the one that most people think about for Taylor Jenkins Reid when they think about her like more contemporary stuff. I love her more contemporary like love story type of things, but this follows Emma, who in high school she is with this guy named Jesse. Yeah, in high school they're high school sweethearts, you know, they get married, and Jesse has to go on a work trip, and his plane crashes. And then, you know, he's never heard from again. So it's like 4 years later, and Jesse comes back. But now Emma is with this really like perfect guy that loves her, and he's like, I know I'm not your first pick. I know that Jesse always has a special place in your heart, but Emma didn't know that he was still alive, that he was surviving on this island by himself for 4 years, and he finally makes it back home, but she's engaged to Sam, and she really does love Sam, but she also really loves Jesse because that was like her high school, that was her childhood, that was her person. And this is like a really messy, interesting love triangle for me. I don't generally like love triangles, but like Sam was perfect and Jesse did nothing wrong, but he was gone, and she thought he was dead, and she mourned his death. And like my heart was hurting for both of them, and it was such a tender love story. But more than that, it was just a tender, like really messy story, and I loved it. Okay, then we have Forever Interrupted. This one follows Elsie and Ben. Ben goes on his motorcycle to get Elsie some cereal. He's really just getting some junk food from the grocery store. I think it was just a box of cereal and some chips or something very mundane. He doesn't come home, and Elsie starts worrying about him. Ben had been hit by a truck on his motorcycle on his way home, and he died. And they had just gotten married. Like, they've only been married for 9 days. He hasn't even met his mother. She hasn't even met her mother-in-law yet, because it was a whirlwind romance. They were together for like 3 months, and then they got hitched, and she was gonna be meeting her mother-in-law soon. But Ben died. And this is honestly the aftermath of his death, and kinda all the grief that comes with it. Okay. Then my all-time favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book is After I Do. This follows Ryan and Lauren, who I believe have been married for 5 years, and everything in their marriage is wrong. They fight all the time. They don't really appreciate the things that the other one does for them. They just feel like they're enemies more of the time than they are friends or lovers or anything. They just kind of are at that breaking point of something's got to change. But neither one of them really wants to get a divorce. So instead, they take a year off of their marriage. They are not allowed to call each other. He moves out of the apartment. They're not allowed to reach out. They're not allowed to talk to each other or anything for 1 year. And if in 1 year's time they still want to be together, then they'll fix their marriage. Like, the year apart will fix it, hopefully. But if after a year, one or both of them has moved on, then they'll get a divorce. Oh my god, no. Ryan. Oh my gosh, Ryan. He's such a poor, like, golden retriever. And oh my god. I cannot tell you, but oh my god. If you've never read this by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I know that she's known more for her, like, historical stuff. If you've never read this, please read after I do. Like, this blows all of her other books out of the water. This is perfection. And it stayed in my heart forever. And the last one on my literary fiction shelf is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. But when I did my romance shelf, I already talked about that one. That one broke me in all the best ways possible too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I apologize that I started crying. I did not mean to. I guess I needed it. I have clearly Long Bright River has a very special place in my life, in my heart. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss a single day of Veda or anything after Veda. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!